fun to show off what you can do, but too much showing off can get you into a lot of trouble. Spencer was so busy showing off to a very important passenger that he ended up taking him to the clay pits instead of Knapford. James thought it was very important which colour he was painted, but no matter what colour he was, he couldn't stop showing off, even in his dreams. In the end, James realised that he had to stop showing off if he didn't want to have another crash. Sometimes showing off makes you forget to be careful, and that can cause lots of problems.
Come on, Thomas! It's time to go.
See you next time! Sometimes we throw things away that can still be really useful. Reg loves finding ways of reusing old scrap. One year, he even made himself a Christmas tree from scrap. And Duck is good at reusing things too. When the school at Harwick was damaged in a storm, Duck went looking for a coach to take the children to another school. He found poor Dexter abandoned on a siding. It was Duck's idea to turn the old coach into a classroom, which meant Dexter was really useful again. So before you decide to throw something away, stop and ask yourself, what would Reg do? And see if it could be repaired, recycled, or reused.
Come on, Thomas! It's time to go.
See you next time! Have you ever had to try a new way of doing something? It's not always an easy thing to get used to. One time, a whale got stranded on the beach, and Toad thought of a new way of getting her back into the water. Oliver thought it was a silly idea, but in the end, we all gave Toad's idea a try. And it worked! I'd been lifted back onto the rails by cranes loads of times, but I'd never been helped by an elephant. When I needed help getting back onto the tracks, I learned that elephants could be really useful too. Maybe you'll get a chance to discover a new way of doing something. Give it a try. You may be surprised.
Come on, Thomas! It's time to go.
See you next time. What do you do when your friends are scared or upset? Sometimes you can help them feel better. My friend Henry used to be scared of the rain. He thought it would ruin his paintwork, so he would always try to find a place to hide and stay dry. I didn't like seeing Henry looking so sad and worried. So I tried to show him that rain was nothing to be frightened of. After all, it's only water. When Samson got scared of the fireworks, Bradford stayed with him and helped him get over his fear. Once Samson calmed down, he realized that he did quite like the fireworks after all. Sometimes we can help our friends feel better, just like our friends can help us too. And friends who help each other are the best friends of all.
Come on, Thomas! It's time to go.
See you next time. Have you ever found it hard to understand what someone is trying to tell you? I know I have. But sometimes it's just about paying more attention. One time, when Samson was going to the quarry, he coupled up to coaches instead of trucks. The other engines tried to tell him he'd made a mistake, But Samson ignored them and took passenger coaches to pick up some rocks. If I'd paid more attention to what the monkey was trying to tell me in the first place, I might have realized that he wanted to go home. And I might have seen the spilled coconuts in time to save them from being squashed. It's important to pay attention when someone is trying to tell you something. And it's good to ask questions if you don't understand. But right now, I need to pay attention to the station master.
Come on, Thomas! It's time to go.
See you next time! How do you feel when you don't do something right the first time? Sometimes I get upset. The first time I pulled the troublesome trucks, they convinced me to go too fast, and I couldn't slow down. So I crashed. I felt very silly, but I didn't give up. I kept on pulling those trucks until I got much better at it. And when I was in China, I got upset when Yong Bao told me I had stopped a runaway truck the wrong way. But then he taught me a better way. And with some practice, I learned the best way to stop a runaway truck. So, if you're learning something new and you don't get it right the first time, don't get upset. Just keep on trying.
Come on, Thomas! It's time to go.
See you next time! Have you ever had to help an animal? Back on Sodor, my friends have often helped animals in need. Like when Philip had to stop Gordon because the sheep were in danger on the line. Or when Diesel helped a family of ducklings get back to their pond. In the rainforest, I wasn't very sensitive to the animals at first. I kept forgetting not to be too noisy and to move around carefully. But when the bushfire started, I helped to rescue them. I learned that animals should be protected and respected. After all, they share our home here on planet Earth. So if you're a duckling, a sheep, or a funny little bear, I mean a koala, don't worry. I'll always keep a place for you on my coaches.
Come on, Thomas! It's time to go.
See you next time! Have you ever solved a mystery? Perhaps you had to keep an eye out for clues, and maybe someone came along to help you. Once, Bill and Ben sent Timothy all over the island to fetch a rainbow-colored truck. But just when he realized they were teasing him, Salty helped him find one anyway. When Sydney forgot what he was supposed to be doing with his flatbed of parts, Paxton stepped in to help. They followed the clues, and together they solved the mystery. The parts were for Sydney. Sometimes, when you've got a problem to solve, it helps to do it together with a friend. Together, you can make it fun.
Come on, Thomas! It's time to go.
See you next time! Have you ever told a tall tale or said something that wasn't exactly true? I've made things up a few times. Once, I caused an accident at the docks and tried to blame a made-up engine called Jeffrey. But that just caused even more trouble. Pretending I knew things I didn't know got me into trouble in the outback too. From now on, if I make something up, I'll make sure everyone knows it's not real. It's just a silly joke. I better get going. I've got a carriage full of crocodiles, and they'll be cranky if we're late to Croven's Gate. That was definitely a joke.
Come on, Thomas! It's time to go.
See you next time.